Okay, hello to everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm very excited to do this simple React challenge. Yeah, I learned how to create accordion very long time. Accordion it's been common thing in a lot of websites, or it is something you need to understand as React developer. So as you can see, this is Netflix. As you can see, uh, this is the accordion, and another website that I decided to choose from is this one. There are many websites that are used this feature or create this frequently asked the question section. But today I'm just gonna challenge myself. Try to creating this Allison uh, accordion using HTML and CSS. I'm not gonna use any SAL library and all of that. We're just gonna uh, try to build it from completely scratch using normal HTML and CSS. So I'm just gonna create a coding, as I said, of this one that shows something like that, and you, as your challenge, is to build this accordion after you have understand uh, from this one here. So I think this is gonna be a fun challenge. Let's go ahead and get started. But unfortunately, I have already created my React project, and I was doing some challenge here and there. But let me close it first by clicking Control W to close all the tabs that I've opened. And I'm just gonna create a new page, which I'm going to create according uh, on. So, and I'm just gonna call it uh, Accordin page. Let me call that. I prefer to use lowercase uh, on naming folders. So I'm just gonna say Accordin page, Accordin. Anyway, so click F2 to rename Accord. I need to say According. Yeah, something like that. So According page. Yeah. So sorry if I misspell according. Anyway, so I'm just gonna say according page by capital letter, since this is a component. So I'm just gonna say according page .jsx like that, and I'm just gonna use ES7 snippet to generate that according, and I'm just gonna create a CSS file for it. So I'm just gonna say according page according page dot css like that. So what I'm going to do, what else I'm going to do, I'm just gonna import a css file here. So I'm just gonna say according, as you know, this is the basic thing as a React developer you have to do when you create a page or components. Yeah, this is the good way of organizing your stuff. So let's go ahead and let's first go ahead and try to think. Let me first show you what I was working on. So I was challenging creating this kind of thing. So I'm just gonna remove this and pass my page that I am intended to make. So for now, click here if you find it confused you to collapse those folders. So again, click source. So as I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this page, I mean not here, I'm just gonna go onto the app.js, and instead of me, let me just format first. Instead of me showing this ticket page, I'm just gonna comment it like that, and I'm going to show Accordin page, as I've called it, Accordin page. I'm just gonna import it like that, and here we go. So if now I'll go into my browser, let me try to refresh again. It's compiling. Yeah, it's already compiled. So as you can see, Accordin page. So as I said, I just want to create this one, right? So let me give width of like let me first give it a class name. So let me go onto the Accordin page like that, and I'm just gonna give a name, and I'm just gonna say Accordin, as always, Accordin page like that. And I'm just gonna use CSS BEM naming convention to do all my styling, because I find it really awesome. So if you guys don't know, I'll try to follow along. uh I think you're gonna get better at it. Okay, so as I said, I need to let me first say Accordin page. Let me target that class that I've created. So I'm just gonna say Accordin page. Let me give it background color of red to first see. Actually cannot see anything. We can't see anything, maybe because there is no content inside there, I think, and that's the reason. Yeah, as I said. uh so let me try to put any random data, and here we go. So as you can see, so what I'm going to do, I want first this thing to cover the entire space. uh so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say height of 100 view height. Yeah, because I need it to cover the entire space, as you can see. What else I'm going to do for now, let me give a padding. We need to have of like 3 rem. Remember, if you don't use rem, 1 rem is equal to 16 pics. Yeah, something like that. 1 rem is equal to 16 pics for those who are not preferring using rem. So what else we are going to do here? We are going to start thinking about how we're going to create. So first we have a header, right? And I'm just gonna use semantic HTML tag to say this is the header. This is not necessary, but you can actually do this. Uh, so I'm just gonna say frequent, or you can even copy it to save time. So I think let me go ahead and copy it uh, and paste it here like that. So that is for the header. And for the content, I'm just gonna say article or section. You can just call it section or article, it doesn't matter. As I said, it's not a big deal to understand. So uh, let us try to build uh, this thing here. So don't worry about this first, don't worry about this. We're gonna fix it in CSS. So we're gonna have a container because we want to apply display flex. As you can see, uh, justify content space between. We want to do something like that. So uh, so what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna copy it, something like that, and here, as I said, uh, let me create a div. Let me create a div for that, and I'm just gonna say no. I think no, it is not. Let me say class name Accordin page. Or let me say Accordin item, according item. For now, let me call it that. Maybe I'm going to change it later. So I'm just gonna have this text. Let me use p tag for this. I don't know uh, which tag they have used to represent all of their stuff. And there is icon, right? And here there is a plus icon. So there are different ways to get icon on React. But today I'm just going to show you this way. I don't know if you know it. You can use Material UI to get icons, uh, which I think there are so many things to install to do that. But to get icon quickly, go on Google and search icon monster. Here you can find a lot of icons here, and you can search it like add add. Let's search it. So as you can see, you can choose any kind of. So for me, I like I think I'll choose this one or this one here. For me, I'll choose this one. So I'm going to. This is how to choose, guys. I think I'm going pretty quick. You have to select like that and go here. You can just download if you wish, but I don't need to do so. But I need to copy this thing so I can easily copy it from there. Copy those SVG. So if you will paste it here, let's just go onto our browser to see what we have made so far. Yeah, as you can see, our icon is a lot bigger. Yeah, but actually I don't really like doing this way, but instead I just want to create a folder for an asset. Usually that's how I do it. So I'm just gonna go here onto the asset. Here I made a folder that I'll call icon, but I'm just gonna uh, there I have a folder called icon. You can create your icon from here, and you can actually give any names. So let's for now ignore this thing. mm, let's say add icon. For now, let's create a function that will return this thing, because as you can see, it's a lot of code here, as you can see. So we don't and I don't like this messy to be on my HTML and CSS. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say const whatever I call it. uh let me call add cycle icon, something like that. You can call it any name you wish. So I'm just gonna create a function, and here you can do it like this. But if you do like this, you have to use keyword return, and then put what and return that SVG that we have pasted. So and return that SVG like that. But since we don't want it to use it here, we want to use it somewhere else. We have to export it. So I'm just gonna say export. Let's go ahead into where we want to export it. So here it is where we want to export it, right? So I'm just gonna say add. I call it add cycle icon. I think as you can see, I've already get suggestion like that. So if I press it now, there will be no different, I think. the same thing will have to appear, but actually we don't see anything. Let me try to format this thing. Oh, let's try to put it in on fragment. Maybe it's because of that. So let me delete it, let me cut it and paste it there. Yeah, as you can see right now, everything works fine. So which is pretty much fine, which is fine, by the way. So for you, in order for you to style SVG, simply add the class here, and I'm just gonna say a class name, and I'm just gonna say add cycle icon. This is how I'm just gonna name it because I want to style it later. So I'm just gonna say add cycle underscore icon. This is how I like to name my icons. So so I'm just gonna go here and I'm just gonna target that thing, add cycle icon as I call it, and I'm just gonna reduce the height, the width and the height. So let me say like 30 pixels. Let's see how it's going to look after we do that. As you can see right now, everything looks amazing, and I think it would be better if I remove this color because we don't want it to use it anymore, right? Yeah, something like that. So since this thing is just since these items, this p tag and this uh plus cycle icon are inside the div, I'm just gonna go ahead and do flex as I said. So which class name I give, let me go ahead. I call according item. This is how I've called it. So I'm just gonna say dot according item. I think I call it something like that. So if we say display flex right now and go ahead, yeah, as you can see, everything stay line by line. Let's give a background color so that we can able to see this item how it is we can see the background color of it. So background color, let us see. As you can see, it extend up to the end here. So if now if I'll say just like content space between, our icon will extend to the end. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll fix everything later. So what I'm just gonna say, just by content space between, and I'm just gonna do align item center here. I'm just gonna say align item center to make sure that everything is at the center. As you can see, they kind of stretch a little bit, but I'm just gonna reduce the width of this thing here. So what I'm going to do, actually, you can give it even the width to say 100%, but it is not necessary for this case here to specify it here, but you can specify it anyway like that. So since I don't want it to stretch to 100%, I'm just gonna say maybe width like 50% or something. So here I'm just gonna say width uh, of 50%. Why is it? Something like that. As you can see now, it seems very awesome. So you can even comment, we don't need that background color. As you can see now, it is amazing. So let's go ahead and ending up this thing. So the content, look how the content here. So actually we are going to do this thing here. So So here at the bottom, I'm just gonna say, let me do this way. Yeah, because as I said, I like to use BEM naming convention. Here I'm just gonna give that according item class, according item, according item, and here I'm gonna say this one is according top, maybe something like that. So I'm just gonna say underscore top, something like that. And here I'm gonna say according item. You can call it, let's say bottom or content for this one, because we put a content here. So, and I'm just gonna use p tag for that. So I'm just gonna put all of this content here. I'm just gonna put all of this content like that. And here we go. Yeah, there is a lot of mess here, and I know what the reason. I know why it is this. Yeah, because I have changed the classes. So what I have to do, I have to say item then top, something like that. If now, as you can see, if I'll go now, you can see how it looks. So, and I'm just gonna give a 50%. So I'm just gonna target that class that I've created in a bare minutes. According content, I'm just gonna give a width of 50% because I don't want. Yeah, have a look. As you can see, things that looks pretty. Let me give little padding on top of on top on the top and bottom. Let me do that because if you observe here, you can see this little space here on top and the bottom. So I'm just gonna target my article, which I give a class name of according item, as you can see there. So I'm just gonna put it here. So I'm just gonna say according item, because that's the container, and I'm just gonna give a padding on the top and bottom. I'm just gonna let me try to give it 1 rem and 0, which is 16, as I said earlier. Let me give a border on the top and the bottom. So I'm just gonna say border of 1 pixel solid gray color. Let me use RGB for this one. RGB. So I'm just I know this color. I've been using it recently, so I know it. Don't think that I was knowing it. I don't know. Actually, as you can see, we have the line on the top. As you can see, if you want to have a line on the bottom, so I'm just gonna say border bottom to have a line on the bottom. I don't want it. I want it to be similar line. So I'm just gonna say RGB, and let me do something like that. As you can see, our coding is, so let me increase the padding on the bottom as well. Let me increase that. Let me increase the padding on the bottom. So I'm just gonna specify here padding bottom as well. Let me say 2 pixels, maybe 2 rem.5. Let us see. Yeah, as you can see, this is how it looks. So if you want to extend to increase the width maybe to 70 or 80, you can do that. Yeah, as you can see. And this one, let me increase up to, let's say, 60. Yeah, I think now it looks a lot better, right? We still have a lot to do. Since I'm just gonna have a lot of content here, as you can see. Let's have a look. Let me first close it. uh we have this one, the first thing, the second thing, uh the third, fourth, fifth. Actually, we have like five. I'm just gonna create an array uh for this and get our data from there, right? uh and I like to organize stuff. Usually these data maybe they'll be coming, let's say, from an API and something. So, and I like to say uh I think you can name this file uh like this, uh or you can choose whatever name you decide to choose. And so I'm just gonna create an array. Export const according data, acco according data, like that. As I said, is this going to be an array? And inside of an array, we're going to have uh, an object which will going to consist a title. uh, as you know, we want to make this thing dynamic, and that's why we do all of this stuff that we do here right now. If you don't know, you just guys follow along. So we're going to have two things inside this object. We're going to have a title and a content. Let me call it content, like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy it, that first thing, and paste it here. And again, I'm just going to copy the content of it, which, as you saw there, uh, so actually you can speed up if you want. uh, what I've messed up. So let me try to format so that you can able to see well. Yeah, as you can see, uh this is our first object. We have how many objects here? We have how many content here? We have actually a lot of them. So I'm just gonna copy the second one. So you can go ahead to AliExpress, uh causes.it. As you can see this page here, and you'll see this thing here, frequently asked the question. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just gonna copy it. I'm just gonna highlight it like this, and click shift alt down arrow whatever time you want, so that you can easily uh, duplicate that thing that you want to duplicate. As you can see, I easily duplicate the stuff that way. So I'm just gonna copy this like that, and I'm just gonna go here on the content again, and paste it like that. Actually, you can skip this part, as I said, since we have bunch of thing here. So let's go ahead and paste another one, as I said. uh, copy it like that, and you just go ahead here like that, and paste it like that, and again, copy it like that, and paste it here. Yeah, again, let us copy it. This actually, I think, take us, let me copy this one here, the one, this one will be the last, I think, for now, at least for now, because I want to show the logic behind creating the according. That's very important, right? So you guys can do it, and maybe I'm going to upload it on GitHub, and you can get all of this data easily. But if you don't care that much, you can hard code on your own, as I did so far. Uh, and I'm just gonna get this data on my page here that I have created there as an API, as you saw, that I've created, and make sure, remember to export them, so that you can use on any other file that you want. So I'm just gonna import it here. uh, Let me create a use state to store all of that data. So I'm just gonna say according data, according uh, according data, according data, and set according data like that. Import use state, import the use state like that, and say according I think I didn't get the data from an API, so I'm just gonna manually import it here. So what I'm just gonna say, import according data. Let me try to import it manually on my own, as I said. From, let me get out of that folder. What? I put an API inside this folder, inside the asset folder. So let me, for now I don't care. Let me, it doesn't matter. So let me pass it here, according data. Maybe that's all the reason as to why I think it was okay. It was on inside the asset folder. Yeah, but anyway, so now we are going to dynamically loop through an array that we have created. So the easy way I'm going to do it, first I'm just going to create the component to represent only this part here, the article part, this part here, which we want to make it dynamic. only this part here. So uh so let me go ahead on to, let me first close it so that my folder get organized. And here I'm just gonna say according item. I'm just gonna say according item, like that. And so let me go ahead and maybe and create according item RFCE. Should I have created the CSS? I don't think if it is, because I have already do the styling on the according page. So I don't think if I have to worry about CSS and all of that. So let me only copy this part, click it here to hide or to collapse the content, and you can easily copy it like this, or I can cut it. And for now, instead of me returning this, I'm just gonna return the article. As you can see, I have to import this thing like that. It's already imported, and I have to put that thing here. So I'm just gonna say according item. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete it like that. Now as you can see, we get the same content as before. So what I want to do, let me go ahead on, I think it is important for me to make a CSS file. So let me go ahead and do that. For every component, you have to create their styling, or otherwise you can use style component if that were your favorite way of doing CSS. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy all the style that I did for the Accordin and all of that. Okay, as I said, I'm just doing this thing from completely scratch. So I think you can able to see my thinking process and difficult that I get when I am trying to design and doing all of that. Yeah, this is how it's behaving because I didn't import the style here. So I'm just gonna say import uh, dot according item. Make sure you don't misspell. I think now I think I've misspelled something, and that's why. Yeah, here I misspell. So I click F2, and I have to end up something like that. According, guys, you need to be so careful, as you can see. Okay, so we need to start doing things dynamically, which is very important. And once you understand the logic behind it, you can be able to challenge yourself and creating this according here. So before I'm getting to that simple challenge, as I said, uh, let's go ahead and search, because we have two icons here, as you can see. We have plus and minus, right? But we only created a plus icon. We are not having this icon here. So I'm just gonna get from icon monster as well. So I'm just gonna say minus something like that. Let me get one first. And I like those cycle thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it like that. Uh and inside these asset icons, for now, actually you can put them on a single folder, uh but for now it doesn't matter. uh Let me create a separate file for each icon. So I'm gonna say minus icon, minus icon.js. So export const, because we want it to export so that we can use on other folders, as I've said. uh and I'm just gonna call it minus, give it any name here, minus cycle icon, minus cycle icon. And this time I'm just gonna show you something very different for those who don't know this syntax. This might be weird syntax. If you don't know this syntax, this might be weird, but this one allow us to escape this return keyword, allow us not to use this return uh if you use this. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just gonna paste it like that, and here we go. But look how I have defined all my icon. You can actually define them on a single folder like this, as you can see, uh and export them like that. But I created a separate file for each icon, which I think is not a good practice. But anyway, let's move on. So I have to we need to start thinking about the logic, as I said. So let's go ahead and try to let's go onto our browser here. Now what we want to do, whenever we have this plus icon, whenever this plus icon is shown, we want our content to disappear, right? When a plus icon is shown, I want you guys to think about this logic. When we have plus icon, so when the plus icon is true, right? This icon here, this content here is none, right? So I'm just gonna create my use state here, and I'm just gonna say a class name show plus icon. I'm just gonna call it show plus, or show add icon, whatever, show add icon, and set show add icon as well, and use state So if this is shown, means if this is true, like that, we want this content to disappear. we want this content to disappear, right? And we can do in a lot of way. I can say that we can go ahead and maybe create another class. uh, you can call it any name. I'm just gonna say content disappear, 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 like that. So I'm gonna say display none, display none, something like that. And I'm just gonna add this class here, and I'm just gonna add this class here. If I add it here, content disappear, and let us go right now. As you can see, we don't have any content. uh, as you can see, we don't have any content, but we still have those bigger padding and all of that. But for now, let's not care about the padding and all of that. Okay, so how we can dynamically trigger this class. So I'm going to say that let me put JavaScript logic here by putting curly braces like that, and I'm going to say if show add icon, if it means if it is true, we need to show this icon here, right? If it is false, we need to show minus icon. So let me import minus icon. So I'm just gonna say minus cycle icon. What? This is just a component, so I have to import it well. And let me do something like this, and click out up arrow like that. As you can see, I simply put it at the top. So we said that if show an icon, it means if it is true, show this, and if it is false, show this. As you can see right now, it shows the plus icon, but if we make it as false, right now we get minus icon, but it is so big we have to style it as well. Guys, we have a lot of work to do here today, but let me say minus icon, minus cycle. I didn't create this class, I know. I'm just gonna create it, minus cycle underscore icon. So I'm just gonna go ahead onto the icon section. In here, let me format so that my text become like that, and add the class name of minus thing, I call it capital letter like that, icon. And now we should be fine. Let me refresh the page. Nothing happened. Oh, let's go ahead on our classes. Let me try to separate. Okay, I forget to put something like that. Yeah, which is amazing, right? So as you can start seeing that logic. But what I'm going to say, on clicking this div here, I want to toggle. As you can see, when we click here, when we click this icon here, we change the right? And for now, for simplicity reason, what I'm going to say, if someone they click the article, or even here at the top, uh, on click, on click of this top section here, we want to flip set show icon to the opposite, to the opposite of how it is right now. So to the opposite. If it is true, it means it's going to flip it. It's going to be false. So as I said at the beginning, it has to be true. But if we click, it has to flip, as you can see, like that. So now we are able to achieve it. But if it is negative, we want to show the content, right? So what we say, if if it is negative, which means, so as you know that we only see negative if this thing is false, right? And this is what we have said here, and we have said that if this is false, if this is false, show this content. Actually, you don't have to add this class anymore. I was doing this for a demonstration and all of that. You can literally skip it. So I'm gonna say it like this. So I think there are so many different ways to do the, we are saying that if there is minus icon here, we say that we are saying that if there is minus icon, we want this content to display. So what I'm going to do, because I want to, because there is a lot of content here, and I want them to stay at the top, just gonna put it like this by clicking alt up arrow, like that. Look, right now things start to be dynamic. We are saying that if we have minus, show that content. That is conditional rendering. But someone else could add the class. So what I want to do right now, I want to do things dynamically, as I've said, right? So, and I'm just gonna pass them as a prop. Right now, as you can see, our function is ready, like that. Though our padding is so big here, right? So let us reduce the padding dynamically as well. So and I'm just going to show you another way of add the class and all of that. I think it is a great opportunity to show you that. So we're going to render two classes, padding. I'm just going to call it padding small, and padding big dot padding big, like this. So when we have the plus icon, we want our padding to be so little, right? Where we have applied padding here. we want our padding to be so little. So let me cut it here. And I'm just gonna say padding big. This padding should be like this only when we have the plus I mean when we have minus icon, right? And when we have base icon, maybe we don't even render, we don't need to render this class, or let's say padding of 1 rem. Let us see. Or we don't even have to apply anything, we can dynamically do so. So as I said, let's go ahead and do that functionality. So what we are saying that uh, when we have minus icon, right? So I just want to render this class here. So I'm gonna do something like this. Just gonna use backticks like that. Since I dynamically want to add the class, right? Let us see. So what I want to say here, if we have minus icon, which means that our show icon state is not true, right? So we are saying that if show add icon, it means when we have minus, I need to apply this class, otherwise not, otherwise not. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to say add padding big. That's how I call it. Let us see if it is applied. Yeah. What? Not here. I did a little mistake. Sorry guys. I have to apply it here at the top. I have to apply the thing here at the top. So for now, let me control Z so that I can simply ignore this logic, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. It is not any, has no any issue. Yeah, here I have to do that. So sometimes you have to repeat. Yeah, which is normal. So here we want to do JavaScript logic. That what we have, that we say, that what we have said. And as I said, you need to use backticks, and here you have to pass the variable that you want. And I've said if I do have show icon, which means that when I have minus icon there, I need to add this class, otherwise not. I need to add what I need to add, padding big class. I think with that, as you can see, everything is so cool. Everything is so cool. You can even do padding small. You can say that if otherwise add padding to be so small, add padding to be so small. You can do this way as well. You can say padding small, something like this. As you can see right now, 1 pixel I think is even is a lot bigger as well. So let me say, let's say 0.5 rem. I have reduced it, as you can see right now. Look, everything is so amazing, guys. Everything is so amazing. Now we have to get our array and listing out of that array. As you can see, I think this was a very simple project, but it took us so long, uh, and I wanted to explain a lot of things as well. Anything you need to know about how to add classes, how to add dynamic classes on React, and how to render component conditionally, and all of that. Now we have this nice thing, right? So let me render things dynamically. As I said, so what I'm going to go, I'm gonna go here, and what I'm going to say here, I'm just gonna say according data dot map. I want to map them, and I want to return, or what I will get after I've mapped. I'm going to get a code icon, right? According item, not icon, according item. And as I said, I'm just gonna use those brackets instead of me saying return, because I don't want to use that keyword. So I'm just gonna click alt up arrow to, I'm just gonna put something like that. Look how it looks right now. Actually, we get the same content, and if you want to do things dynamically, look how it looks right now. It looks amazing, guys, as you can see. So what I'm going to say, I need to pass a probe here so that I can dynamically get the data from the array, right? I need to get the title, so just, so in order for us to get thing as a probe here, we want to, we need to pass the data as a probe, right? So here I'm just gonna say this is the title, like that, and I'm just gonna say according item dot title, as I call it here on my API here, title, and I need to have the content, right? So what I'm going to do here again, what, let me close it. Sometimes I'm getting confused of those folders. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. So title, then we have content as well. We need to pass them as the probe. When I say according item don't content, right? And I have to destructure, so I have to go here and destructure it. Where I have to go, I have to go inside that component. I was confused, as I said, as well. So I have to go here on the according item and destructure my stuff here. So I'm just gonna, what I need to get the title, which I'm going to pass it here. So I'm just gonna delete everything. which I'm just gonna delete everything as I said, and I'm just gonna say title. Look what happened. Now our title, we have different title right now. Now we have different title. What is the best free online IT courses? What is the best free online certificate for the NIT? As you can see, but we still have the same content. Yep. But one thing which is very important, I have to pass the key so that to ignore so that for us not to get that annoying warning that we get from React. So we have to pass actually here in our array, where here in our array we could give each item an ID if you don't care, which is I think is a lot better to do so, to give each item an ID. But for me, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm just gonna do this, I think, annoying way of getting an ID. So I'm gonna say something like this here. This is another way of getting ID. So I'm just gonna say index. Actually, you get an index, so you can pass here every time you map. You need to remember to do this thing so that React not gonna give you that annoying message. So let's try to refresh right now. What? We don't get any data. There is other warnings which we get from SVGs and all of that, which I don't know, or which I don't have to worry about. Let's again, let's go ahead and let's go ahead inside our item here and change the content. We don't need to get the same content, right? We need to change. So I'm just gonna say content, something like that. I didn't destructure it. Yeah, I didn't destructure that. So I have to say content. Look how it looks now. So we have different content accordingly, as you can see here. Why Allison offer hundreds of online IT courses. Here is different if you're looking for this is amazing, guys. This is amazing. Okay, so for today I'm just gonna end up here, and if you like this project, I think this project is good for learning experience. If you're getting started and you want to see different logic, how to add classes, I think I have talked a lot of things here on this tutorial. If you don't mind, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give a like to this video as well. Yeah, I'll highly appreciate if you'll do that. I think one last thing I want to offer for my subscribers is to show you how you can upload this project on GitHub as well. So let me do that. Let me go ahead and do this very last thing. So to upload this project, I think you will see this on my GitHub. Once I do that, what you have to do, you need to go first on github.com. This is for my subscribers, so I highly recommend you guys to subscribe so that I will upload awesome content like this. and I think you guys have experienced a lot of learning today uh, from scratch using React. So I'm just gonna call it like according, according page. That's the I think the awesome name. What this thing is available. Anyway, let's call it that name because it has no any problem. Uh, okay, you can give the description. There is a lot to explain here. In this in this re- this sorry, I showed I think I have a here. So this problem I showed you how to create according frequently asked the question. So in this I showed you how to according frequently asked the question. And what we have learned, you can what I have already clicked enter, unfortunately, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Uh, so this is look, have a look. Uh, this is the step that Git provide to you how you would go. Uh, these are the command. So we for now we have to ignore uh, this first one because npx create react app comes with Git in it. Uh, so what we are going to do, we need to add everything. So let's go ahead first on let's go ahead onto where I'm just creating this thing here. So I was making this simple challenge. So I think the terminal is already opened, as you can see. That's how I called. So yeah, you don't have to worry anything about this thing. And I think I'm just gonna hide it. I don't want people to see my path. So first dir everything. So what I'm going to do here uh first I'm just gonna say git status. Look, we I've changed so many files. I modified a lot of files since I installed a lot of packages. As you can see, some file I've deleted, some file I've added them. These are the files that I've added. So all we have to do, we need to say git add every new file that I have created. This is how to say it. As you can see, everything is added. See, so if I say git status again, as you can see, every new file uh, that I've made so far is added. And these are some of the files that we have created. I have created on my own. So until here, I need to do commit. I need to say, let's say git commit and the message that I want to say on this commit. I want to say maybe I completed Accordin challenge. I completed what? I completed, yes, I completed Accordin challenge. So this I completed the Accordin challenge. And so everything looks good. Let's go ahead now. So they suggest you guys to create a branch. You can simply copy it so that it can create a branch so-called main. That's the name of the branch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna create the branch in which uh, everything we have done so far going to get in. So it will going to get in that folder which I call the branch. So and I'm just gonna copy the next command, which add origin, remote add origin. This is the place where we store the link of our online project. So you have to copy this and paste it here. That this is the link for the for the for the GitHub link. I can say that. I think it is enough. Yes. Our last command, we have to push everything we put to the origin. We put to this link and push to our branch, which we call it main. So if we go ahead and do something like this here, paste it like this, you will have to wait a little bit. I think there is a little bit of loading and all of that. Yeah, as you can see, everything is fine. As you can see, there is new branch called main. uh, let us first see the branch. To see branch, I think this is command. If I miss what, git branch, I think that's the command, so that you can able. I need to see all the branches. Yeah, so what git was trying to tell you that we have created this branch, uh, and this is the GitHub link for if you want to see the content and all of that according page, as I've called. Yeah, so if I'll go right now and refresh, since I'm on the page that git tells me here on the command line. uh, Here, if I'll go and refresh, look the magic, look the magic. We have everything in our on our GitHub. I think this is it for this video. If you guys don't subscribe yet on my channel, I highly recommend you guys to do so, because I see a lot of people watching my videos and they didn't yet subscribe to it. So I highly recommend you guys to do so, uh, so that you can motivate me to continue making these kind of videos so far, to do this kind of challenges and bring it to you guys. So I highly recommend you guys to do so.